Hey guys, back with the second episode of my Redstone tutorials here. Here again with Syed. Get over here.
Hey,
Um, Today we're going to be covering repeaters and getting pretty in depth with them on all the things they do. Um, so right here we have a line of repeaters here, just showing that you're not limited like Redstone to just 15 blocks. They will go on infinitely. As long as you have them all chained up, they will go on until you can't see them anymore. So, and one thing to show here, if you see that little wave there, each one adds delay to your, from the lever to whatever you have powering. It'll add one tick of delay per repeater. Now a tick of delay, it takes 10 ticks for 1 second, so that you can, if you have 10 repeaters, it'll take 1 second to do that. So right here, I believe we have 20 repeaters, so it should take 2 seconds when I flip this lever to power that. So let's see here. One, two, I'm not very close enough. I'll slow
quite
down for
late
the
in there.
second, but yeah, one, Mississippi, two. Okay, there we go. 2 seconds. I'm not a clock. But okay, so over here we have our redstone line that can only go out to 15 before it dies. And if you want to extend your line from your lever, you will need this repeater here. An important thing to know is you can't cheat to have everything go really quickly and just put another redstone dust here on the other side of the block. It will not power that. It'll power anything like a lamp or a piston or anything like that, but it prevents you from cheating, I guess, and will not power it. And that's where you have your repeaters come in, and they will reboost it, and it'll go out another 15 from that line. And if you want to get the most out of it, you can go repeater, block, redstone. You know, if you need to go really far distance and you don't want to add delay to it, when you get to your more complicated things. But repeater, you can right click it. So right now it's default at 1 tick. When you right click it, goes to 2, then 3, then 4. And those just, if you want to add more delay in a smaller amount of space, they're pretty useful for that. So now I'll get into something here. Let's see. Let's make it day again. That a lot of people are not familiar with. In 1.5, they added a function to repeaters. So if you take a repeater here and then have one come into the side, then this will lock this repeater. So we'll put a little lamp here. So if I just power this normally, I turn that on and off. Now if you flip that lever there, now if you see here, it looks like what's that called, bedrock. Has a little bedrock thing on the repeater. That's showing that it is now locked, and so if I click this lever, it will not let it power through. So if I turn this off, okay, go ahead and flip that off.
Okay.
Now I'll turn it on. Oh, is this lagging? Here, let me just rebuild that. Okay. Now go ahead and power yours. Now it'll also hold that signal on. So if I turn this lever, doesn't matter what I do with this lever, it holds that on signal.
So it's sort of got like two halves to this repeater then. So would you say it's the locked repeater? So sort of the I guess this sort of half to it is sort of independent of that first half to whatever's powering it.
Yes. Yeah, it's showing that it's yeah, I guess you can go on that half of that bar there is whatever state the back of it was before it was locked, it will hold on to that state. So if it was on before, it'll hold that on signal so that no matter what you do with the back, it saves that. But so if you unlock that while this is on, then it'll revert to this being off in the back, and and shut it off. So there's a few uses for that, and one thing that I do use it for is cannons. If you're building a cannon and it has a few different functions, maybe slab bust or stack sand or something, a lot of people will come up and just break the lines. But you can put this repeater here, and then like when you go to something, you'll forget that you broke that line, and you can end up messing up your cannon, especially if whoever broke it leaves and you're trying to take over. But this, you can put a little sign here, say disable your spread shot or something, and then when you hit the button for your cannon, it'll power everything else. Well, let me put a little button. Okay, so like say, you know, it branches off and you have repeaters going off somewhere else. You hit this button, it'll go on to your other things, but it will disable the portion of the cannon that you don't want to go off. So it's very useful. It can also hold things on, you know, I've used it both for holding on to, there's a lot of different uses for them. I'll get into those later. But right now I'll just kind of cover a little bit more of the repeater. I'll place one this way here so you can see they act as a diode, which means you can only send the signal in one direction. Just like with the half slabs, you can only go up, but you can't go. So if I put a lever here, go ahead and turn that on.
Okay.
And I'll look above here. See it, and you can kind of see on the back here, there's almost like a little arrow there, and so that's just showing the direction that it needs to be powered. And also you cannot, you know, power it from the sides. Here, I'll even put a little redstone line there. The only place that you can power a repeater from is in the back. So like you also cannot lock like that. You need another repeater in the side to lock it. So the only place that you can come in is from the back of the repeater here to power it. Pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, so let's see, those that oh, and one other thing I wanted to cover, since in the previous video I talk about how here, I'll just break this here for now. I talk about how the redstone dust will power the block that it is on. We'll just put a little thing here. Repeaters act a little bit differently. If you want to flip the lever.
Sure. What's the button? Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Let's leave it now.
So whatever block the repeater is on will not power the block below it, like the redstone does. It'll only power right in front of it. So it'll power a block right in front of it and anything connected, but it's not like dust. It doesn't spread out all over the place. So very important to remember if you're wondering why something is not working. And that's another thing too. A lot of people like to blow up their own cannons by when they put they'll put like a repeater into a block here and go up to their dispensers, and then they'll have like another line run over here. Even if you block it off so it's separate lines, this repeater will power this block, which will power that line. So a lot of times they get repeater loop is what they'll call it. So I'll show a little repeater loop. So if I power this, it all stays on there because each one is powering the other one.
I see. Is this also how, I guess, basic redstone clocks work as well?
Yes, but you'll have to put a shorter pulse here into this. Let me break one of those, turn it all off. So it's almost like the repeater acts as a source because you can do like a loop of redstone dust, turn it on, and when you turn it off, it goes away. But it does not act like that with repeaters. It's almost like that delay there kind of holds that power on.
Sure.
Here, we'll go ahead and do that If I'm fast enough, yep.
Wow, okay.
So that's a really fast clock. You can also, you know, oh, here, I'll slow it. Once I added that delay, it made it so that it made a longer pulse there on the side. Here, let me see there. It's a little longer, so we don't have quite as fast of a clock. So if you want to have something that is on a timer, have a piston pulse in and out, repeaters are pretty good for that too.
So I guess like an application of this would be like AFK machines and stuff.
Yep, you could do AFK machines. You could, let's see, I could put a repeater on the other side of you here, and then go off of another one of these lines. You don't have to walk now.
I'm not.
Oh, okay. Your feet were moving like you were.
Oh. It's not pushing me for some reason. Oh no, it is. It is now. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, since this one's on a different time as that other one, it'll
Just
go.
for the record, don't try this on controller, by the way.
Yeah.
don't do
this,
that.
you'll get banned.
Yeah, you'll get banned.
So that's how to do things you're not supposed to. All right.
There you go. Joseph setting the example here.
Yep. So that's repeaters. Just what things to remember. Yeah, know that 10 ticks is 1 second, so you can do 2 repeaters on full and 1 on 2 ticks, and then that will show. That'll be 1 second. If you have anything that you want to go off of time, if you ever get to making clocks or anything, that's how long the delay is. But any questions over anything we went over?
Not really. I think you've covered most of it, to be honest.
Cool. All right. I guess that's it for episode 2. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.